job function is to help companies mitigate risks overseas. So whether that's from assets that they hold overseas or revenue streams that through the course of business they're exposed to. My job is to help them insulate themselves from currency fluctuation. On the flip side, my job is also to help make sure if they have fixed costs overseas, for example, Mexican manufacturing facilities, to make sure that those costs don't fluctuate over time and potentially erode margins. In my experience, it's really two things. One, there is the soft skill set. I mean, what I do is predominantly a sales role. So you do need to have interpersonal skills. You have to be able to take a concept that most people might not be familiar with and break that down into terms that someone who doesn't do it every day can easily understand. The second part of that is obviously technical skills. Predominantly it's going to be math. Most of the math isn't too overly intense, but basic mental math. The rest of it can be done with a calculator, an Excel spreadsheet, that type of thing. And then kind of being persistent. I mean, in any sales role, you have to be willing to hear the word no quite a bit and still, wake up the next day and keep going at it and be persistent. So I think that really soft skills are what kind of differentiate the people from, who are in the industry and those who do really well. In the economy that we're in right now, where it's a tough job market, you see folks that have very specialized skill sets, sometimes have a hard time moving to different industries. I think in what I do, if you bring the sales skills to the table and you're able to go out there and meet people and you're personable, you can pick up the product pretty quickly. And I actually think that's the case with a lot of financial products out there. If you can learn the product and you're able to go out and get in front of people, you can usually sell it. I think that the future kind of it can go in two directions. On one side, banking is obviously under a lot of pressure from Congress. There's a lot of new legislation that has kind of slowed down the process. We've seen that in the past. I think once we get past that over the next couple of years, I think that this job field will start to ramp up quite a bit. The key thing to keep in mind is that the economy is becoming a global economy. It's not necessarily just something here in the U.S. or something in Europe. Countries are starting to do business with each other more frequently. And so you end up having companies that maybe 5 years ago, their customer base was only in the U.S. When you look at them now or 5 years in the future, they're looking to expand internationally. So this type of job, though maybe now with legislation, is a little bit depressed. I think in the future it can only get bigger. I do think career centers are a great resource. If you have access to college professors, whether it's through a business school or through alumni associations, that type of thing, that's a great way to kind of at least learn about the industry, figure out what's out there. In my case, specific to me, big banks always have career pages on their websites. It's a great resource. You can go through, browse for jobs, see what's out there, and then they'll usually have an HR rep's contact information that at a minimum you can reach out to and ask for some more color on the job.